Hi, welcome to my channel. Welcome to a new discussion. In the last session, we have discussed the estimation of net present value in Excel. In this session, we are going to take the same set of numbers and estimate the project's internal rate of return or IRR. As you can see, we took these figures in the. This is the initial investment, which is also known as the cash outflow, and these five figures are the cash inflows. This is a 5-year project. If we take 10% return, our NPV, we already calculated the NPV. We calculated the present value factor as this. We employed this formula, copy pasted this, then you multiply the cash flows with the present value numbers, you got the NPV. Present values are here. We add all these numbers, we got the NPV. So this means at 10% discount rate, the present value of cash inflows are greater than the present value of cash outflow. That is why the NPV is positive. So the project is accepted as this rate of interest. We also calculated the project's net present value at 20%. We have to take 0.20 in place of 1. Copy paste the formula. So the present value is negative 68,158. So present value is negative. That means if the discount rate is 20%, the project cannot be accepted as the NPV is positive and negative. Positive, and here it is negative. So here negative, so we cannot accept. Positive, we should recommend accepting the project as it would increase the market value of the firm by 231,641. So where does this leave us with regard to internal rate of return? We have known that IRR is a rate if the cash flows at IRR are discounted, NPV will be exactly equal to 0. So this means if NPV is positive at 10% and NPV is negative at 20, IRR is greater than 10% and also less than 20%. This means IRR lies between 10 and 20. So we can calculate IRR directly employing the Excel formula is equal to IRR. The formula comes values, select the values, all the values, and guess a particular rate of interest. We can take 12%, 0.12. You can take 13 if you want. Then, so it is coming that the internal rate of return of the project is 17.334%. This means, what does this mean is that if you discount the cash flows at this percent, 17.334%, NPV should be equal to 0. Let's prove it if it is true or not given the numbers. So take 17.3333%, 17333 we know that for the first year the present value factor will remain 1. Second year onwards it will change. So NPV is roughly 0, but that's because this is an approximation. If you take, suppose, say this, fine. So this means if you take the discount rate as 17.334% approximate, and I change it here, NPV would be approximated to almost 0. You can see here, this is almost 0. So you can either directly find the IRR to be this, or you can use the interpolation formula. Interpolation formula we have already discussed in the videos when we discussed the IRR, but I can interpolate here as well. Interpolation method, the lowest rate is 10%. The highest rate what you have used is 20%. NPV at lowest rate is equal to this, highest rate is equal to this. So interpolating is equal to 10%, the lowest rate plus this minus, just take this NPV divided by this minus this. Actually we need to add both the values, into lower minus higher, that's 10, 20 minus 10. You cannot see, the number is quite big, so I will make it shorter. 10%, that is a lower rate. Present value at PV of the cash flows at higher rate is this, sum of PV of higher rates is equal to sum of this, outflow is this. So you can see here the difference between this and this, and the difference between present value of low rate minus higher rate. We divide this by this, multiply the same into 20% minus 10%, this. In the end you add the difference to the number. (17.73%). So this is the IRR by interpolation method To understand interpolation method, you need to go back to the video that we discussed previously, how to calculate the IRR through interpolation. But this is an approximation method. So the approx method says the IRR is 17.33, but the interpolation method says IRR is 17.73. So this is all about calculating IRR of the project through Excel sheet. You can use either of the methods as instructed to you in your class. You can do any one of them. So this is it for today. Kindly subscribe to the channel, like the video if you like it. If you have any kind of queries, you can send it to me through the email ID. This is the email ID. The WhatsApp numbers are so you can contact me through these IDs. WhatsApp is also working. You can send me any kind of query. So please subscribe to the channel. See you next time. We'll be discussing a new topic. Till then, bye bye. Thank you so much. See you again.